Welcome back. I am Purushothaman and this is mains2024. Welcome back. And today we are going to discuss about the important topic in gs2, that is the role of civil service in democracy. So within the topic we have a subtopic called as a civil service board. So we have to be aware of this institution which has been existing since 2014, and we are going to discuss about it. We can expect a mains question based on this institutions. So quickly we will deliver a subtopic on which this. Let me open a whiteboard for a clarity of explanations. Just a minute. So we are going to discuss about civil service board. Let directly explain. So first thing you have to be aware of that civil service board. This is an organization which is existing at both union as well as the state level. Okay, wow. At union level, the composition is this civil service board is headed by the cabinet secretary. Note cabinet secretary. And at the state level, the body, the civil service board is headed by the chief secretary of the state. This is from the prelims perspective is very important. And some of the personal department. There is a department at a union and the state level which take care of the state civil service and central civil service, and also all India service at the union level. And this secretary is also the member of this civil service board. So why there is a board? Why there is a need of such board? So what happened is that the important case law is the TSR Subramaniam judgment. So this judgment, this board was created in order to give effect to this Subramaniam judgment against the Union of India. So what did the judgment says? So the judgment says that there are many points, but one of them is that in order to avoid frequent and arbitrary transfer of the civil servants in both at the center and the union level, so they need to be done in a systematic manner. So what the court is instituting is that you should have a comprehensive transfer policy. This was a court is advocating. For this, you cannot frequently transfer a officer from one district to the other district if you are not. So in order to avoid that, it was done so that you can transfer only after an advice, after having consultation with this body. So this was the thing. But in today's case, most of the states have created it. At union level, it was created, but in states, till 2020, it was only 20 states which has created, the last one being the Punjab, which created the Civil Service Board in 2020. And yet some states are to construct this body. So at all India level, it was not in uniform in its applications. So we have seen about the composition and why it was created and what was its function. Its function is mainly to advise the government about the transfer, the promotion and the postings of the center and the state, and also the all India services. Mm. And first thing is that the question can be asked is that what is civil service board? So in the introduction, you can write that it was formed based on the Supreme Court judgment. You can mention it, the TSR Subramaniam's judgment. And you can also elaborate upon the function and also the composition. This will be the introduction part. So the second question, the part of the question, how can then ask is that why we need? So whether we need a civil service board, because you know that there is already an institution, a constitutional body of public service commission is existing at the state and the central level. With in this context, whether there is an essential or imperative need for creating this a parallel body, that too you are creating it with a on an executive basis, and in what with the limited functions of what advising in nature. See that they are the advices coming from civil service board is are only recommended in nature. It is not on the obligation of the government, the state or the central government to accept it. But there is one safeguard. What is the safeguard is that whenever the government is rejecting the recommendation, it cannot reject it as it is said. It should give a legitimate reason in writing. So most of the cases is that the state do only a post-mortem checkup. Oh, after the government has made the appointment, after that only the civil service board will give recommendation. So it is like a post-mortem checkup. And also it the recommendation, if they are contradictory to the government, it can be easily overridden by the government by giving an explanation in written. So that was thing. So we'll coming to back to the thing why we need. So first thing is that to give the uh, to give complaint to the Supreme Court judgment, the TSR Subramaniam judgment. And second is that in order to develop a comprehensive transfer policy, see, in transfer in India has become a political tool. What is a political tool? I mean that whenever the officer is not in working in coordination with the political members, that is the MPs or the MLAs or the ministers. See, they are not working in coordination in the sense means they are not in a legal way, but whenever a minister or the MP or MLA is advising the officer to act which is against the rule of law. So if the political members are encouraging you to work in illegal, which is going against the public interest, on such instance, you should definitely go against them. But what happens in such cases is that most of the time when the civil servants go against the advice of these MPs in such matters, in such illegal matters, what the political members will do is that they simply transfer you other districts. So you will also face some personal problems from your family, or that you will with frequent transfer your family also get hurted, and you are not expecting that you will be posted in the same post. If you are a district collector in one district and if you are transferred to the other district, it is not 100% sure that you will get the district collector posting as well. You may get some other posting which may be lower the rank of the district collector. So this is the two factor which mainly civil servants fear. So in order to do away this fear, in order to provide a sense of security to the civil servants, security to their tenure, security to their posting, we should this for this only we have a comprehensive transparency transfer policy. So the civil service board was created, and the transfers and promotions can be made according to the advisors or after consulting with the civil service board. This was one thing. Second thing is the minimum security. See, there is some data that's saying that on an average, civil servants spent only 15 months in a posting. 15 months is hardly and 1 year, 1 year and 1 month and 2 months. Okay. See, whenever a civil servant is ported as a district collector in district, at least he takes 6 to 8 months to understand the demography, the geography, and all the aspect of the district. Only after accommodating to all these factors, he can deliver in a service which is efficient. Okay. So not giving enough time to the servant to accommodate to the demography or the geography, the services or the knowledge he can apply from his perspective is just very, very low. So the data is that on an average, a civil servant spends only 15 months. And when the time is very low for the civil servants to accommodate to the various factors of the district, it will affect the service efficiency. The delivery of the service efficiency will be also get affected. So in order to avoid this, that whenever a civil servant is ported in um, a posting, you can assure that yes, okay, Purushot, you can go ahead. You have a 2 years tenure. Whatever you can do to the district, whatever the knowledge you have gained, you can apply it and you can enhance the delivery, the efficiency of the service delivery. So that was the thing. This was about to the need of a civil service board. And second thing, we are coming to the issues. See whether the civil service board they created as per the judgment is effective. We are going to discuss about it. First thing is that the main issue with the civil service board is that non-compliance. See, as I said in the starting itself, only 20 states have created it. So it was a Punjab which was last created the civil service board in 2020. So there was not uniformity. So one issue is that not every state has constructed the civil service board. It is the main issue. Second thing is that I also mentioned is that the post-mortem checkup. See, the civil services board, the recommendation coming from them are very, very advisory, and it can be easily overridden by the government. Okay, well, this was the two main issue with respect to the organization itself. And the third thing is that from the governance perspective, we have an issue. See, there can be a chances of misuse of this security of the tenure by the servant itself. If the servant is more lethargic, if he is not doing his duty, he is not coordinating perfectly with the political bosses, only on the legitimate matters. So on such instances, if the transfer became very, very rigid, what the officer can use this future to its advantage. So it becomes a make the governance perspective. It can also, the step may be look in a positive way, but it may turn into a negative way if the servant used to use this future in a negative way. This was the third point, and the fourth point is that um, that's it. And what recommendation can be made? See,